Hey everybody, JoJo's Premium Firewood. Today's video, I'm going to be giving you my evaluation of the DYNA LS24-18 wood splitter right here. I'm going to be letting you know what I think about it. And I want to just state right now, for the record, I'm not getting paid by them. They just brought it here about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and they're just going to let me use it, make videos, and then let me talk about it. You know, there's other channels out there that get, you know, $50,000 worth of equipment, $100,000 worth of equipment, and they sell 10 cords of wood a year, but they're also getting paid. So I'm free to say whatever I want to say about it. Now, in the videos that I've posted, a lot of people have been saying, oh, the ram's so slow, the ram's so slow. And then they're comparing it to commercial splitters that cost 3 or 4 times as much, that have bigger pumps on it. You're comparing apples to oranges. This is basically competing with the box store splitters. And this is, I would say, this is like the Rolls Royce of box store splitters. And what I mean by box store splitters, it's competing with stuff like this. Here's my Husky 35-ton splitter, box store splitter, that was probably made in 2009, 2010, and I bought it used in 2018 and probably split 200 cords of wood with it. I just had to replace the motor on it, and so I think brand new, those probably cost around $2,000, maybe $2,500. I don't remember, something like that. Whereas this costs like $4,700, but it has a 3-year warranty. When I first started out my business, I had a Husky 22-ton splitter, which I went through 3 motors on it in like 6 years, you know. So if you want to buy this, you're going to spend $4,700, but it'll probably last you 20 years. If you look at what's out on the market now at the box stores, yeah, oh, I can get one for $1,000. Yeah, they're throwaway splitters that you're going to have to replace every 4 or 5 years, where this will last you 20 years. It's made out of very, very nice steel. The welds are perfect on it. Now, there are some issues, some things that I'm going to say, make suggestions for their engineers to do, and maybe there's nothing they can do about it, and that's fine. I understand that. And I'm going to just give my suggestions, and at the end I will give you my overall grade of what I think it is. So I'm going to just kind of, let's go over here, get you closer, and I'll turn this down. Now you see this table here. Remember, I only got one arm that works, but this is kind of slick how it does that. It goes down, and then you can work on it here and split. However, one issue, the biggest issue I have with it is this gap right here. When you run the ram down, and let's say the wood splits right here, so you start going back, the pieces land on here and fall down on the ground. Then you got to pick them up, which I was like, you know, that's very annoying to me. I don't know if they can move this a little bit closer to this or not. I don't know, or move this back some. It just, you know, you don't want to run, because of the speed of the ram, you don't want to have to run it all the way down if you don't. But I'm thinking what they were thinking when they did it like that is that you would run the ram all the way down, and then you put another piece in and just leave the wood right there and push it out onto the table, and then off the end, and maybe I can't see it going onto the ground because it would make like a huge pile of debris right away. Another issue right here is this edge sticks out here where these plates are, and if you got another piece on this log lift or, you know, table right here, they tend to roll down, and then they sit here. It would sit here and would catch this. That, I would say, I'm not sure how they would correct that. You know, maybe get that so this is level, but they want it so it's going down. And like I say, this is also a, you know, like a log lift, and I haven't tried that out to test it to see how it works, so that's inconclusive. Just by looking at it, this this edge right there, the edge is pretty small. Right here, this is small, and if you got like a 2-foot diameter log and it's sitting on the ground, I think the log would roll off unless you got another person holding it while you flip it up. And I'll show you how that works when I get on the other side. But I like the push plate. It's very well built, very heavy duty. Won't have any issues with that. And the ram, my brother and I, on the last video I made, he split a bunch of hickory, and there was nothing that stopped it, and he was splitting knotty hickory, and hickory can be very difficult to split, and that ram pushed it through the 4-way. And I know if I was trying to use the Ultra's 4-way with the 14-ton ram on there, I know there would be pieces that would have got stuck, and I would have had to hit them off there with a sledgehammer. So what you're losing in speed, you're making up in power. So you would want to use the 4-way all the time. Another suggestion, there's on the one end, on the other end is where the hitch is. I like on the Ultra, it has a option to put the hitch on both sides. I like doing that because I keep it like with the Ultra, I keep it hooked up to this side, and then I drive it around, and then I back up the table to where I want the wood to go. But for this, the only option is one side, but that's the same thing you get with that. This has the Honda motor on it, same as the Ultra, bulletproof, will last forever. Love the motor, it's perfect, and it's got real nice wheels on it. I really like this. Would you rather buy something from a box store made in China? It's junk. But as far as the table goes with the log lift, it's not hydraulic like you see on a lot of commercial ones. That you grab this handle here, you grab that handle, and then you stick it on right here, and then there's like a lever, and it goes down. If he lets me keep it longer, maybe I can do a demonstration on that. But like I say, my suppliers are trained to not bring me super big stuff. What I call more work than worth. More work than worth. Remember, I'm trying to do all of my camera work with one arm too. But you can see the hitch on this side, it is adjustable, which so it can slide out to here if you want. But with this, you just put it up. But if you want to, there's a pin inside of here, and you can slide it out. And the kickstand it sits on, it's kind of slick where it has this pin here. You pull it out, and then you can push it the kickstand up, and then there's another hole that you pin it, or actually this hole, you get it to the top, and then you repin it again, and then it stays up for when you're hooked up to your truck or your 4-wheeler or whatnot. So one thing, like my personal preference, you can see that the when the table's down, it's like at my knees. I'm 6'2". My brother's 6'4.5", maybe 6. With his boots on, he's 6'6", it's like way low. If you're like 5 feet tall, this would be pretty good. I personally would like it higher, but I think the way they got it designed, that it has to be this low. That's, you know, I would rather use something like the Husky that has a table that's like waist high. It's just easier to work on instead of having to bend over and grab the pieces. You know, and this, if you want to split really big stuff and it's really knotty, this sleeve, you can just pull this right off of there. So all in all, I like it. Like I say, very well built, and you just got to compare it to, you know, the proper splitter. Not, oh, I'd rather have an Access, or I'd rather have a 22-28, or a Wolfridge with a 6-way. Yeah, you're going to be spending 3 or 4 times as much. You know, it all depends on how much wood are you selling or burning a year. You know, if it was had all the things that I liked, I would definitely use it. You know, if it was taller and didn't have that gap, you know, and ramp speed, it doesn't matter, because then you can use a 4-way. But I've always liked single-way wedges. You know, so my overall grade that I give it, can't see myself. The overall grade that I give this is a solid B for a splitter. You know, like I say, if they corrected those minor things, you know, the edge catching it when it comes out, and the gap between the table and the log lift, they fix that and put a hitch on the other side, it would be a solid A for the class of splitter that it's in. Like I say, it's not commercial, but you could spend $5 grand on this, and then it'd be good for 20 years. But if you're doing, 2,000-3,000 cords, yeah, you're gonna want to get something faster. You're selling that much, you got the money to afford it. So David is supposed to come this upcoming week, I guess. He's at Paul Bunyan right now. Today's Sunday, October 5th, and once he gets back, he's going to contact me this upcoming week, figure out a day, and he's supposed to bring me a bundler, and then I can make the last 60 bundles for my store that'll get me through wintertime, and we'll evaluate that next. And then when he picks it up, he's going to take that with him. So, all right, folks, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Thanks, everybody, for the thumbs up and made it to the end. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.